will now bring the regular meeting for the purpose of public hearing to order. And the first item that I need to do is read the preamble. A public hearing is a statutory requirement under Section 464 of the Local Government Act and must be held before third reading of a community plan, rural land use bylaw, zoning bylaw, land use contract amendment bylaw, heritage designation bylaw, or heritage revitalization agreement bylaw, which would change the use or density of use of property. During a public hearing, Council acts in a quasi-judicial role for the purpose of allowing persons who believe their interest in property is affected by a bylaw, permit, or other matter to make representations to Council, either orally or by written submission, or add comments or elaborate upon correspondence that may have already been presented to Council concerning the bylaws. It is important to note that Council is not in a position to receive any additional information on the bylaws following the public hearing as dictated by case law. The hearing procedure involves an explanation from the Community Development Division on the purpose of the proposed bylaws and to hear from individuals regarding the bylaws. In order to ensure that all interested parties have a reasonable opportunity to be heard, speakers are requested to keep representations as brief and succinct as possible and no longer than 5 minutes, excluding time required for questions from Council. Speakers will be asked to state their name, neighborhood, and city for the record, and if referring to prepared remarks, to submit copies of these to the Township Clerk. Decorum must be maintained at all times. This includes refraining from applause, booing, or heckling. To assist with large numbers of speakers, individuals must advise the Township Clerk and sign the speakers list prior to the commencement of the public hearing. The names on the speakers list will be read out during the hearing. Individuals who have already addressed Council and wish to add further submissions will wait until the people that have not yet addressed Council have had an opportunity to speak. All submissions and speakers lists are considered part of the public record. Council members should not express their views nor debate the bylaws, but may question speakers to clarify particular points in the submissions. Council may consider third reading or third and final adoption at this meeting or this next regular meeting to be held on Monday, May 31st, 2021, in the Fraser River Presentation Theatre, 4th floor, 20338 65 Avenue, Langley, BC. So with that, I'll ask for a motion to adopt and receive the agenda items. Councillor Arneson moves, second by Councillor Davis. All those in favor? Opposed? That carries. Thank you. There are no development permits. There's one public hearing. So I believe Mr. Richardson is looking after. Is that correct? I'll turn it over to Mr. Richardson.
Well, thank you, Worship. With your permission, I'll share my screen.
Yes, please.
Well, thank you, Worship. The subject, Central Gordon Neighborhood Plan Amendment, rezoning and development permit applications pertain to a proposed residential development consisting of 223 townhouse units and 10 live-work townhouse units at 6884, 6992 202 B Street, 6883, 6993, 6941, and 6961 204 Street, and lands in the 6900 block of 202 B Street. The 12.8 acre site is designated multifamily in the Willoughby Community Plan, and Townhouse A, Townhouse C, and Townhouse Live Work in the Central Gordon Neighborhood Plan. This air photo depicts a site located on the south of 70th Avenue between 202 B Street and 204 Street. Proposed Central Gordon Neighborhood Plan Amendment Bylaw 5702 proposes to change the boundary for the Townhouse Live Work designation to front all live work units on 204 Street. Proposed rezoning bylaw 5703 amends the existing suburban residential 2 zoning, comprehensive development zone 159 to accommodate the proposal. This slide indicates the proposed site plan with vehicular access noted from 70th Avenue and 204 Street. The next series of slides are renderings, elevations, and finally, the landscape plan is indicated in development permit 101106. Staff recommends support of Central Gordon Neighborhood Plan Amendment Bylaw 5702 and rezoning Bylaw 5703, subject to 12 conditions, and issuance of development permit 101106, subject to 2 conditions listed on page 11 of Council's agenda. Your Worship, of a total of 569 notices were mailed out, 4 written submissions have been received, and I'll defer to Ms. Bauer about individuals on the speakers list.
Thank you for that. Ms. Barr, are there any speakers on the speakers list?
No, sir. We have no one signed up on the speakers list.
All right, thank you. So this is C1. It's official community plan amendment and rezoning application number 100207, development permit application number 101106, street side developments, bylaw 5702, 5703. So with this, I'm going to ask the clerk, do I still read out 3 times the speakers? Is there no speakers? So that's my first time. Are there any speakers to C1 from the public? And for a second time, any speakers from the public on C1? And for a third time, any submissions from the public on C1? There are none. So at this point, I see Councillor Long, your hand is up, Councillor Long.
Yeah, 2 things. I guess I would like to put a motion that we consider it, but I was going to ask if I hadn't missed it. Was there much correspondence sent in? And if so, can staff direct us to it?
There are 4 written submissions, and they are in the distribution list dated, I'll just go to it. Distribution list dated May 6th, and I believe 2 were in favor, 2 had questions. And Ms. Bauer?
The proponent is also available if you do have questions, sir.
Okay, so at this point, I'll close off the public portion of the public hearing, and the proponent is in attendance. If the proponent wishes to say anything, well, there's nothing to respond. Well, there is to respond to the written submission, so the proponent has an opportunity if they wish to. Is that Mr. Meads? Did you wish to speak? You're on mute.
Sorry, Your Honour. I don't feel the need to respond to the actual comments. My development manager, Jeff Fong, is present as well. Jeff, I don't know if you've got any comments you'd like to add.
No, I do not.
Thank you. Okay, well, thank you for that. I'll now close public hearing C1, and I'll ask the clerk, have we received any further submissions since the 4 that we've just discussed?
No, sir. There's no further submissions.
There's no further submissions. So at this point, I would entertain a motion as 2 parts. One is to consider 3rd reading tonight, and that requires a 2/3 vote. So, Councillor Long, did you wish to move that?
Yeah, I did. I'll move it, yes.
Okay, and is there a seconder? Councillor Whitmarsh. I'll call a question. All those in favor of hearing it tonight and opposed? That carries unanimously. So now,
sorry, Mr. Mayor, I was a little bit late. I'm opposed to.
Okay, Councillor Woodward is opposed, and it carries. Thank you. So at this point, I will now ask for a motion for C1. Have a motion, please.
So moved.
Councillor Whitmarsh, second by Councillor Long. Discussion? See none. I'll call this for 3rd reading. I'll call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Councillor Richter opposed. The motion carries. Thank you. At this point, I'd ask for a motion to terminate.
Termination.
Councillor Davis moves termination. Councillor Whitmarsh seconds it. All those in favor? Opposed and carried. Thank you. The public hearing is now terminated.